normally do. But I've had enough of these figures having really tight joints, and so I wanted to do something about it. As the cup says, I literally can't even, which is very fitting. Literally, I can't even deal with this. It's my sister's cup, but nevertheless, we are going to do this, and I'm also going to give some of my thoughts about last night's episode of Monday Night Raw premiering on Netflix. So, to start the show off, we had Triple H basically breaking down, what WWE is, and pretty much I like that he kind of did that. I like that we, pulled back the curtain, and he literally pulled back the curtain, literally in the episode. I also enjoyed the fact that, he really just kind of explained what, new viewers who have never watched WWE are going to see and even experience. And I think that that's fine, per se. It's just some issues I had with the show is because it was technically garnered towards people who had basically never seen it before. It really just it was incredibly noticeable that it was, just garnered towards people who've never seen it. And that's okay per se. It's just sometimes that can be really distracting. And I think the thing that distracted it the most for me, or was really distracting the most for me, was the fact that say Sami Zayn came on, or Kevin Owens, they'd be like, "Oh, this is Kevin Owens. They're feuding with so and so because of the fact that they did this to them or whatever." And I'm like, me, a casual viewer, is like, I know. I tune into the show. I watch the show. I know what happened. But I get it. You want to explain it to new audiences who've never seen it, and that's fine and all, but really just, it took me out sometimes because it was constantly happening. Here goes Solo. It was constantly happening, even with, the Liv and Rhea Ripley match, which I thought was pretty good. I thought the things that I enjoyed, really delivered the way I needed it to. For instance, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins was excellent. I thought that it really carried it, and it was the perfect main event. Some might argue it should have been the Tribal Combat match. I'd argue that I wasn't huge on that match because I'm kind of done with the Bloodline. If I'm honest, I'm kind of done with it, and it seems that we're finally reaching its conclusion. Although, I am curious to see what we do with Solo and even what we do with Jacob Fatu and stuff, because that seems like something that needs to be addressed, where maybe he feels like he should be tribal chief, or maybe, he should lead the Bloodline, or whatever. But please, no more. I can't do it anymore. I can't. As the cup says, I literally can't even. So, yeah, I think that that's something that really needs to just end with that. This leg does not want to freaking move. This scares me a lot. This leg really just is not doing it. And that really terrifies me because, I don't want to break this, but it's also just I'll leave it in longer. I'll leave them in longer. But those things really didn't work for me. I'd also say that I don't have a problem with what people were really upset about when it came to Dwayne Johnson or The Rock coming out and kind of just breaking the whole kayfabe thing of him being a heel and stuff like that in the final boss. I didn't mind it because I kind of understood. He's also in charge of TKO. He's also, a shareholder or has a seat at the table, per se. And I kind of expected for him to kind of open the show like that. Would I have liked if later in the show he turned heel? Yes, I absolutely was expecting when Roman's doing all his poses. I was like, oh, here we go. But, it was fine, definitely cringed a lot about the whole Cody Rhodes stuff because I literally was like, did you not just like assault this man and literally like like beat the crap out of him in front of his own mother? Did that not happen? Mama Rhodes? Mama Rhodes, did you also forget? Um, but some people were like, his children were out there and stuff, and probably couldn't see him like that. But I was just like, fine. But also, it's just kind of weird. It was very weird. It was a weird energy. But oh man, talk about weird energy. Hulk Hogan, y'all. It's the Hulkster. Cause who in the hell thought that that was a good idea? Cause that was never gonna be good. I hate to be that guy, but like Hulk Hogan is just not what he used to be, and like not for nothing, but like I don't think he'll ever be. Unfortunately, I think that man has dug himself a hole that like everyone who even liked him could argue like they've soured on him because like you apologized about your comments in 2015 or so, and then you went on to kind of endorse someone who kind of like agrees with your statements and stuff like that. And here's the thing, like you could argue the same thing about the Undertaker, sure, but like Hulk Hogan has just had numerous instances where you could just say like this guy is a bad dude to all of his creative choices and decisions. I mean, hell, he didn't even want to lose to Bret Hart. Like, if that doesn't say enough about him, like, I don't know what does. I really don't know what does. This figure's tightening up again. Damn it. Sammy's getting a little tight. Surprisingly, JD is very good. I did this one off camera, but he is pretty good. Solo is still in need of dunking a little bit longer, and I really want to just take it off because I can get in there, but it's really in there. The leg is really in there. But yeah, I don't want to snap it either. That's my biggest fear, is snapping Solo's leg off. So we're not gonna worry about this one. Solo, you're gonna suck. Trick is going in. Oh god, he's too tall. He's too tall for the bath. Yeah. The Hulk Hogan stuff was hilarious because I was 100% under the assumption that that was going to happen. I think that that was something that like needed to know was going to happen. Speaking of Hulk Hogan, he has a new beer partnership with Netflix and WWE. What a bad idea. But really, I think the funny thing about that is like the mat is probably one of my biggest problems with it. The ring mat right now literally looks like if someone threw up a bunch of words. It is too much. It is way too many sponsors on that ring mat. It is horrible. I hate it. I know, boxing rings and octagon and all that shit they use that, and I totally understand that. Totally understand that. But the way that WWE did it is so messy and sloppy. Like, it's just too many things, and like without any organization. Whoever designed that needs to be fired because it's literally like big ass Fortnite logo in the middle. In the corner, you have a Netflix logo. Why wasn't the Netflix N in the middle? Why is Fortnite in the middle? That doesn't make any sense. Fortnite should have been at least in the corner. You could even put it on the ring posts if you want to. It literally just looked like this is a Fortnite ring to me. And then you have the Saudi Arabia stuff. Then you have Cricket Wireless. Then you have the beer company. It's too much. Way too many things. Also, I get it. The red lights are basically there for, when someone does an entrance and they're just like, okay, we're going to introduce them and take them out of here. They're going to come out and they're going to do their thing. But when it's off, when the entrance is done, like sitting in their seats, you just have this really red lamp that looks like a heat lamp. And that, for me, was really distracting. The red lights were so distracting for me. I don't know what was wrong with the lighting before, but yeah. Overall, I did enjoy the show. Nothing is ever perfect the first night. Everything, you know, they wanted it to be, but nothing ever is. And that's completely fair, and that's completely valid. But for sure, I really hope that in the future we kind of like tweak some things a little bit with the presentation of the ring and the presentation of the lighting. But, I did enjoy the matches that were presented and stuff. Definitely was a head scratcher because wasn't Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley supposed to be a freaking last woman standing match? Or was that just like, did I make that up? Also, Penta was supposed to be here, but now he's next week? That's random as hell. Penta was supposed to be there. Then the New Day was supposed to have a match, and yeah, they did talk about that. Oh, that's another thing. The commercials. The commercials. Now here's the thing. I understood that Netflix, when they signed, this deal, and they took this deal, and they were, going to pretty much have this new acquisition, that the reason they took it is because of the fact that they wanted the ad revenue, which makes sense. WWE makes a crap ton of money in ad revenue. That's why, USA liked it, because it really did a lot for them. But the thing is, when it came to the ads, I saw that because of the fact that, if you're in the United States, you had the issue of moments that were important that you needed where it was like, oh, these so-and-so did this interview, so-and-so did that interview. You didn't get that in the United States. We got, like, video packages or other ads for different things. And I had the premium Netflix, so it's not even like, it's, well, you have the $6.99. No, I have the premium one. And so it's just like, I feel like we could have done without the sequences where you're, like, parading all the celebrities who came to the thing. Also, the disrespect to Wilfredo. I'm sorry. That man was Eric Matthews and Batman Beyond. That man needs a little bit more respect. It also doesn't help that they did a freaking wrestling episode on Boy Meets World with Vader. So, I didn't like that, but also, there are some names that, I did enjoy seeing. Macaulay Culkin, for sure. He is an absolute treasure, and he's a huge wrestling fan. Vanessa Hudgens is amazing. O'Shea Jackson, for sure. But some of the people that they wasted time showing was really unnecessary. They were just like Netflix people. Not Netflix people as in like the executives or any of that. I mean like some of the actors and actresses or whatever the hell. And I was just like, really wasting this time doing this when we could have been using this time to do, the interviews and stuff that we were doing? That the other, audiences across the world got to see? Like, that, for me, was like a huge drawback. I really did not like that. I think that the finish to Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso was a little sloppy, and I thought it was kind of abrupt. It could have been done a different way. I mean, I don't know that Drew should have lost, but at the same point, it's probably gonna spark him up a little bit more, and he's gonna be speaking of sparking up. Travis Scott coming out with the the Zaza, had me rolling. Because the fact that Pat McAfee just kept calling it sage, and then he even at one point literally says, can you pass me some of that sage? I was dying. Oh man, if you know, you know. But like, it's also funny because like in the press conference or whatever, Jey Uso literally was talking about that, and he was like, there was kids in the audience, and I was trying to push that shit towards me, trying not to push it towards the kids. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Look, I like to partake as well, but yeah, not in front of children. Anyway, I think that this was rather successful. I mean, look at Trick can kick. He can he can super kick. He can bend. Our boy Trick is good. Our boy Trick is pretty good right now. I wish I could have been able to remove the legs like I did for JD, but alas, I was not successful. But that's okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you kind of enjoyed this brief but, unscripted review of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. I think that it's a step in the right direction. It was very impactful, and it was everything I needed it to be, and then some, but also there's some stuff that needs to be fixed, for sure. Going forward, I cannot have the commentary just over-explaining feuds to me that I know are happening. But I got it. It's for the casual audience, so this is the only exception. Do it on episode 1, but please don't do it again next week. I really hope that doesn't continue. But anyway, my camera's about to die. This is Blitz saying peace.